Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the sixth edition of the ProColombia pitch sessions. My name is Charlie Esnal, and I will be your host for today's global virtual event. I wanted to first say thanks to all of ProColombia for giving me the opportunity to host this event. It's a pleasure to be here. And to begin, I would like to introduce you to ProColombia's FDI Director for North America and the Caribbean, Ms. Juliana Gomez, who will give the opening remarks. Juliana?
Thank you, Charlie, and good morning, everyone. It is an honor for me to welcome you today to our first edition of the ProColombia pitch session of this year. I'd like actually to start by introducing Charlie, our host, who is someone with a great affinity to the purposes of our ProColombia pitch sessions. Charlie has held CEO roles for a multinational travel insurance corporation in South Asia and Latin America and was tasked to bring the company to the US. The company was then acquired by a very large insurance group from New York, and Charlie then moved to the tech startup ecosystem and co-founded a tracking technology company. After 2 years of working as a consultant with different Latin American startups, he founded Base Miami in 2019 and assembled a strong team with years of experience in supporting companies with market entry and created innovative programs that allow the companies to accelerate their learning curves towards US market validation. Base Miami is a market entry accelerator that works with Latin companies and government entities, providing education and tools for companies to avoid costly mistakes in their internationalization processes. Charlie is passionate about supporting LATAM tech companies enter the US market. He does this by creating innovative programs and providing access to the Miami business community. As a result, the companies can accelerate their learning curves towards achieving market validation. Like Charlie, we at ProColombia are more than ever committed to our investors and to our local entrepreneurs to work together and to connect and to be at your service. It is an honor for me today to share this global virtual stage with Charlie and the entrepreneurs and with over 50 investors from around the world that are joining us. In this version of the ProColombia pitch sessions, we'll have 10 Colombian entrepreneurs seeking to raise capital and showcasing their projects in sectors such as education, fintech, music, logistics, health. You'll be able to see firsthand these exciting projects they'll have presenting us today. So to all the entrepreneurs, good luck and thank you all for joining us today.
Wow. Well, thank you very much, Juliana. That's a little bit too much of an intro for me, but thanks for the kind words. The honor is all mine to be here today. And I wanted to start by reminding everybody for the rules of today. So we have different rules. Number one is that each entrepreneur will have 5 minutes to pitch their project. So entrepreneurs, make sure to stay within the 5 minutes. I don't want to be cutting you off. After those 5 minutes, there will be 3 minutes for Q&A. So we're going to open the floor, and you're going to be able to put the questions in the Q&A part in Zoom. You know that there's the Q&A area. So and I'm going to be reading these questions to the entrepreneurs. So please try to be fast to put the questions, and I'll read them in the order that they appear. So that's number one, 5 minutes for the pitch, 3 minutes for Q&A. Then during the pitch, in the chat box, you'll be able to prompt your questions, and we will select these 3 questions to be answered. All other questions will be answered, but after the event via email. So always put your questions, even if the 3 minutes are over. It's very important, though, that in each question, and this is number 3, you let us know the name of your investment firm and the city or country where you're located, so we know who's asking the question. And also very important is that after every pitch, you will see an interactive poll that will pop up. So there's going to be like a window that will pop up saying, are you interested in learning more about this company? And then you click yes. So you'll have 30 seconds to click yes. And when you do that, then you will be connected with that startup that is pitching. So you can have a relationship after the event. When the 5 minutes of the pitch ends, when the entrepreneurs are done, I'll let you know that the time is up. So as I said before, please be aware, guys, that you have those 5 minutes, so don't go over. So now let's get ready. The big moment has come. So we wanted to welcome to our global virtual stage our first participant, Jorge Miguel Camacho from GoPass. So I'll let Jorge Miguel pull up his presentation. And while he does that, I'll tell you, GoPass is the partner on the road for the over 120 million vehicle market in Latin America. The GoPass membership enables the user to live a new experience inside and outside the car. and I will let Jorge Miguel tell you what GoPass is all about. So Jorge Miguel, you ready?
Yes, I do. Okay, thank you, Charlie.
Okay. So I'll say go and you start. So you have 5 minutes, remember, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so thank you all. I'm going to talk about GoPass. GoPass is the vehicle contactless payment solution for LATAM. For GoPass, you need three things. Our app, GoPass app, our RFID tag, such as one in the picture and this one, and any kind of payment solution, such as credit, debit, or whatever. With those three things, you can start to live the GoPass experience, such as this one.
In a changing world, although technology brings us closer and helps us solve our difficulties, we still lose time and quality of life. Therefore, for you and your vehicle, we have changed the way we do things. Welcome to a new ecosystem, one where we don't stop, one where we know the right and exact time, one with exclusive paths for us, one in which we take care of ourselves together, one in which we choose what we eat together, how to see us and where to go. An ecosystem without borders to stop us. Be part of the new GoPass service ecosystem. Contactless payment.
Okay, as you see in the video, the GoPass ecosystem is about tolls with an electronic RFID tag system, parking lot contactless, ticketless for over 30 shopping centers in Colombia, 3 airports, more than 300 parking lots exclusive for GoPass. We also have a gas station solution with our tag. We have an agreement with the biggest gas station chain in LATAM. It's called Terpelcopec, with over 986 gas stations in Colombia. We already have them working. We also have a drive-through solution for the Automac McDonald's, car washes, and among others, and a marketplace and pickup service integrated to the whole parking experience with GoPass in the shopping centers and retail stores. We also have our wallet contactless payment, on-site contactless payment solution through the app for restaurants, shopping centers, whatever. And we have other services such as B2B benefit card model, one-click car insurance, car assistances, one-click fine payments, mechanical mobility certificate, among others. So this is the GoPass ecosystem. In terms of the model, we have two pillars in our model. The payment system. We own our hardware, we own our software. We already have 3 pending patents. So the technology we own the technology. In terms of collection, we use a payment gateway called Ipayco, and with those two pillars, we managed to bring the user the experiences you already seen on the videos. In terms of traction, as you can see in Q1, Q2, and Q3 of 2020, in Colombia, we were in a huge and a harsh lockdown. But despite of that, in terms of uses and sales through GoPass, we have an important growth rate. In the last quarter, or the first quarter of 2021, we have over $1 million transactions over GoPass in terms of sales, and we have 343K uses. In terms of revenue, we have 4 main streams. Our membership model, which is $31 per year for user. Our commission model, through the commission we charge to our allies, the advertising model, and the data and BI model. The last month, we have over 613K sales through GoPass, 100K income through membership model. Our growth rate is 39% month growth, and in 91% MRR, and I already told you the membership is $31 per year. We are the second hit list in apps in mobility in Google Play, and the third in App Store. Our LTV is $145. Our CAC is $10. We have a 60% gross margin. We already have over 50K users in the app and over 60K vehicles. We live in a market of 120 million users. We are the 4th market in terms of vehicles in the world, and we are growing at 4.9% per year. In terms of comparison, there is Emparar, a Brazilian company, the first unicorn in Latam. They do things similar to us. They have a $1 billion market value. They were sold to an important US holding 5 years ago. In terms of the team, I'm the leading of the team, and there are other 3 people that I know since childhood, 20 years ago, and we have been doing business like since 6 years ago. What's next for Gopas? 1 million users in Colombia and start operations in Peru, Chile, and Mexico. I did it, Charlie. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much, Jorge. You were just over the 5 minutes, so it's good. So we're going to open the floor now for questions. Please remember, if you have any questions, to put it there on the chat on the Q&A side. And while we see the questions from the investors, right now we have 74 people in this event. So I wanted to ask you, Jorge, have you already calculated a break-even point? When is that happening? Well, when do you expect to reach it?
We have calculated the unit economics, but when you talk about the startups, you have to think about growth. So we have an important growth ambition in terms of we already proved traction, and we expect to have 1 million users in the next 1 year in Colombia. And in terms of capacity, we think we can have 10 million users in the next 5 years in Latam.
Okay. And we have a question here from Dustin Dries from Panoramic Ventures in Atlanta, and he's asking, how much are you looking to raise?
Okay, we are looking to raise over $6 million US, mostly to increase our first to market advantage. We are the biggest in Colombia and the only in Latam offering this kind of solution. So we expect to do that. We expect the money to do that, to increase our market position in Colombia with 1 million users and start to do this in Peru, Chile, and Mexico. We already have an agreement with the gas stations and some of the most important shopping centers developers in that region,
Awesome. And while we wait for another question, I wanted to ask you, you're talking about starting operations in Peru, Chile, and Mexico. How are you planning on doing that? Do you already have a plan for it?
Yeah, we already do. As I already told you, we have agreements with the gas stations. We have agreements with some of the tolls operators and systems and parking. So the technology is already done. As I already told you, is our own, and all the technology process it's going to be in Bogota, in Colombia, and in the other cities around Latam. We only have to be there doing commercial stuff and supporting the technology. That's it.
Okay. Okay, I'm seeing if there's any other questions. We have another one from, oh no, Dustin asked the same question. So Juan Martinez is asking us, and please, Juan, if you can tell us where you're from. Does GoPass have any intellectual property protection?
Yeah, in terms of patent and software, we have registered through 3 patent process we have already done, and the software is already registered in Colombia. Okay. We also have some legal barriers. We have confidential agreements, and we also have exclusively agreements.
Perfect. Okay, now we will open our interactive virtual poll. So this is the window that will open up for 30 seconds. And remember to click on yes if you wanted to be connected with Jorge and GoPass. So we'll give another 30 seconds for that, and then we're good. So I don't know, Jorge, if you wanted to say anything else before we close up.
No, Charlie, we are pretty excited and amazed with this new project. This is innovation. This came from Colombia. It's all made by us. We already have 12 years doing business around technology, and we are so excited. Thank you very much to invite us here, and okay, have a great one.
Thank you very much, Jorge Miguel, for your time. And so now, next, my alarm is going off. So we welcome now to our global stage, Mario Tobon from Maestric. Mario, while you set up and open your sharing your document, I want to say that Maestric is a platform that connects specialized teachers with users' interest in developing personalized learning experiences. Mario, are you there? You ready?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay,
for presenting the Actually, just share with Camilo, please, instead of myself.
I can share.
We're still seeing Jorge's screen here. So Jorge, if you wanted to stop sharing, or you guys start sharing so that we can see.
If Jorge can stop sharing, we can share our screen.
Yes, you can share your screen.
Oh, we actually cannot. You can give.
So Jorge, can you please stop sharing your screen? Let me see if I can kick you out. I don't know if Jorge left. He's not. Can somebody stop the sharing screen from Jorge? Beatriz or team, can you do that? Oh, there we go. Okay. You know how this is with Zoom. There's some technical difficulties sometimes. The spiritual experiences are different. So let's keep moving. Okay. So guys, you ready? When I say go, your 5 minutes start. Okay. So let's see. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, my name is Mario Taban, CEO and co-founder of Maestric, a one-stop platform of personalized life learning. If you're a parent like myself, you understand when I say that we want the best education for our children. We want them to not only excel in their classes, but to never stop learning new things. Most times it takes a lot to find the best alternative, and it just gets that much harder when you're trying to take care of your kids' learning needs while working a full-time job. We believe that education brings progress, and everyone should have the same opportunity to learn. That's why we created Maestric, a revolutionary one-stop app of personalized learning for Spanish-speaking parents, which in a few clicks connects them with professionals for academic reinforcement tutoring for their children in subjects like English and math, while at the same time presenting extracurricular, one-on-one, or group life classes for themselves or their family members to learn what they always wanted, such as a piano or digital skills. Camilo Sardi, our COO, and I started Maestric 5 years ago, inspired to improve the dropout rate in Latin American countries. We identified a very big market with an opportunity to make a real impact in education. The first year, we were able to capture just under 6,000 registered users. But ever since, and with the support of a great team, we have grown to have over 400,000 registered users in 5 countries, who through Maestric are able to improve their learning experience even when education has suffered drastic changes. Furthermore, we're providing additional income for 3,000 of the best teachers and professionals in Latin America, some of them who have been affected by the pandemic. For us, it's all about quality, speed, and convenience in a single platform. Hispanic parents can trust that Maestric has a very strict filter to approve professionals for the best class experience, a dedicated customer service support to guarantee satisfaction, and an app with necessary features such as an integrated virtual platform to make sure professionals are just clicks away. Our business model is all about the parents. We have listened to them for over 5 years and have evolved from the live one-on-one tutoring and combined it with fun extracurricular classes and products such as live personalized courses that create opportunities through learning in subjects like English, digital marketing, illustration, some of which carry a valid international certification. We work together for a better world, committed with our sustainable development goals, supporting through our project important topics such as quality education, economic growth, no poverty, and reducing inequalities. We have seen tremendous improvement with COVID as we were prepared for virtual connections before it all happened. We have seen our lifetime value versus CAC ratio excel to 3.0 by offering new exciting products to our customers. At the same time, and by trusting our experience and data, we have seen a boost in our sales efficiency ratio and a quarterly growth of 58% in revenue. We're making moves that will position our company for a steady growth and a bright future. By acquiring Red Tutores, we're bringing an additional 2,000 new customers and 300 highly qualified teachers to our platform, as well as increase our market share in the university space. Additionally, we have closed a term sheet with the leader in deep learning AI education platform to revolutionize the way in which people learn English in Latin America. This exciting new product will be launching within the next 4 months. We certainly don't get there alone. Even though Camilo and I are the founders, the most important asset in Maestric is our team. We have a diverse staff from 3 countries, and they come from very strong backgrounds, companies like eBay, GM, Rappi, Hello Foods, and Cabify, among others. And we're looking for your support to make a difference, not only to decrease the dropout rate in Latin America, but to bring the best solution for Hispanic parents and become the market leaders for personalized life learning. Thank you. You're on mute, Charlie, I think.
Yeah, that's what happens as well. I was saying that great because actually still 5 minutes not done. So I was taking part of your time in my mute. So thank you, Camilo and Marios. Let's wait now for the investors' questions. You know that we have 3 minutes now for the questions. So and let's see if we have anyone open right now. No. In the meantime, I was going to ask you. I saw that you have. You went through the competitor slide, but if you had to say one thing that differentiates you from any other solution in the market, what would that be?
Okay, so we have different differentiators. First of all, our service and the quality that we offer.
You want to talk closer to the computer because you cannot hear you.
Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so we have different differentiators. So for example, in our main product that are the tutoring service and the personalized sessions, we have a customer service support. We have also an app. So that's something that it's not common in the Latin American market. And also we have a very strict filter. So each teacher that you hire in Maestric has passed through a very strict filter that includes psychological test, a background check, and certifications that certify that the teacher can give you that class. Also, and finally, we are not only a tutoring platform like the competitors, we also offer different products like, for example, English course with certification, marketing course. So we are all about a one-stop platform of personalized learning.
Okay, great. And you know, we have a question here from Francisco Arocha from Cloud Capital in Miami, and he's asking, what is the catalyst for exponential growth for Maestric?
I think our largest bottleneck has been the, I believe aggressive marketing. We have really looked to, improve our cash efficiency ratio by investing very little in marketing. So we're still missing that component of mouth to mouth. We believe that, by finding the right mix, we can definitely invest in marketing and obtain more user acquisition. I believe that the artificial intelligence project is going to bring an increase in revenue, and that would potentially give us the possibility to arrive to a expected returns in 2022 and a break-even point.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, Francisco says. And while we wait for another question, I was going to ask you if do you see any risks? Like what are the big risks, let's say, that you have ahead in your growth?
I would say that the a risk could be in terms of our content. The content we're extremely reliant on the teacher and having the right content. So even though we have certifications and diplomas that really proves that the teacher is has the knowledge to teach what we're asking them to teach or what they want to teach. We're relying on their content. So that would be a risk, and that's why we're moving ahead on certifications that have international and valid certification.
Okay, thank you for that, Mario. So now we open our interactive virtual poll that pop-up that will appear there. It's 30 seconds that you have. Click yes if you want to talk to Mario and Camilo after this event. And so I'll leave you guys with the last 10 seconds to say something.
Well, no, we really appreciate the time, and we're really excited about what's coming next for Maestric, for a steady growth and a bright future, as I mentioned. So thank you very much for your time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mario and Camilo. You guys did awesome. So we welcome to our global stage now our next entrepreneurs, Christian Kling and Eugenio de la Torre from SHOFI. If you guys want to start setting up sharing your screen and stuff, I'll share that SHOFI is the virtual platform that seeks to be the main option for all workers who want to work freely, increasing their productivity. SHOFI promotes true networking among the members, connecting needs, tastes, occupations, and ways of working to build a real functional community. So Christian and Eugenio, you ready?
Yes. Can you see the presentation right there?
We can see the presentation perfectly. So
you're good to go then.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey partner, where are you, man? We have the ProColombia pitch session.
Hello, partner. Yes, I'm fully aware. How would I ever forget? I'm walking back to from the beach, and I'm rocking these pants and shorts. So I just hung up with Pedro and Danny talking about our SHOFI app release and our new recruiting program. Everything's looking great. What's up with you?
I'm doing great as well, man. I'm in Bogota at home. I just helped my daughter do some math homework and served myself this fresh cup of Colombian coffee.
Cool. Well, I'm walking into the house now, and we'll be connecting to the meeting in a second.
Hi, I'm Christian Kling, and that is my good friend, Eugenio. And we are SHOFI. Did you know that in 2020, 80% of companies work remotely? Actually, 80% of those companies will continue to work remotely in the years to come. As a matter of fact, only 1 out of 10 workers actually want to go back to the traditional office environment. Unfortunately, less than half of them have the proper setup for home office work. On top of that, there's no solid supply of flexible workspaces in the market. We can improve this. SHOFI is a Colombian-based tech startup that offers all-in-one solutions for companies and people that want to enhance their remote and flexible work experiences. Our mission at SHOFI is to shift work paradigms to improve human potential.
At SHOFI, we have the most complete and flexible market offer so that one day you can work well at home, at a regular office, or anywhere and everywhere. It's a brave new world of options. With our SHOFI Spots, it's our digital platform where you can list and book flexible workspaces. And with SHOFI Home, we help companies professionalize their employees' home office environments.
We believe we have some serious competitors, but no one offers the full suite of workspace and home office services that SHOFI does. And once we go live with our upgrades, we will become the absolute market leaders. The market size for remote work was growing around 30% year on year pre-COVID. Since then, it's grown 600%. We're talking about 200 million remote workers. All of them need the same one thing: safe and flexible workspace options. The age of office headquarters and being stuck in traffic for 2 hours a day is dead. And our solutions are the future of work.
So we plan to reach 1.5 million bookings by 2025, mainly through 2 key service lines: SHOFI Spots, where we make a 10% fee from our host and a 5% fee from our users on every booking, and SHOFI Home, where we enjoy margins of 40 to 70% through monthly rates with fixed term contracts. We're also developing key local alliances. This will help us hit the ground running and achieve traction quickly. It's Miami Tech Week, and we're living spectacular times here. I was at City Hall yesterday with Mayor Francis Suarez, who is leading the rise of Silicon Beach. That is why I have relocated here to lead our entry into the US. Our vision to start SHOFI pre-COVID has now met with serendipity, and luck favors those who are ready. Our revenue structure has a great mix of a stable, high-margin business and a pure tech-enabled, scalable service. However, we have arrived to the steep part of the curve, and we need some greater funding to cut through and accelerate our plans.
Eugenio and I are 50-50 partners at SHOFI. We've invested $150,000 of our own money and are currently finalizing a friends and family round for another $100,000. They're going to give us the fuel and gas to go ahead and hire extra commercial resources, upgrade our technology, and consolidate our international expansion.
If you believe you can help us to achieve the next level, we would love for you to join our revolution. We are offering a 15% stake for $1.5 million investment. There has never been a more perfect time for a business like ours in all of the history of humanity.
And for SHOFI, humanity is a key word. That's what it all comes down to, doesn't it? Being human. We help people have the freedom to make the most out of their time and energy. And this will inevitably make the world a better place. Freedom, work, human. That's SHOFI. Thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you very much for that, and Eugenio as well. You did awesome. I hate cutting off, but it's the rules, so I have to. Yes. And while we wait for the investors' questions, let me open the Q&A here and see if there are any questions right now. But while we wait, I was going to ask you about, I was interested about SHOFI Home. Like, how does that work, if you don't mind explaining? Because we get the co-working space, but how does that relate to being at home?
We supply services that go from virtual safety inspections to equipment, to furniture, to software for working at home. And we work with companies so that their employees are well set up to work from home. Right now, what we're seeing is there's a serious trend to go towards 100% remote work or hybrid remote work, where people are working a couple of days at the office and a couple of days at home. And we need to stop improvising with the home office setup. This is going to lead to serious issues related to injuries, related to legal productivity, lawsuits, productivity, and wellness. So this is aimed for that.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
It's mainly a B2B service line as well.
Mm-hmm. And question, are you aiming to replace the physical offices? Do you think that they're going to stop existing in the future?
We think that they're definitely going to transform. I think that offices as headquarters are going to die, or at least they're going to shrink considerably. And we're going to start seeing more of what, I don't know if you've seen the concept about the 15-minute city, where everything is relatively close to where you work. It's kind of ridiculous that today, in this age and era, that we have to spend 60 hours a year just stuck in traffic to get to the office and come back to work. You could use that time much better. And if something is true, the most limited and scarce resource that we have in our lives is our time. So I think this COVID, in terms of difficult times, has also brought huge opportunities, and it's going to transform the way not just we build our cities, but the way we choose to live our lives. So I think the offices are going to go towards satellite offices, home offices, and much smaller headquarters.
Okay, thanks, Christian. And last question we have here, Sebastian Garzon from San Antonio. He's asking, He said, great presentation, love the team dynamics. And what's the reason behind the 10 million valuation? And I'll give you the last 30 seconds for that, please.
Okay, so the valuation is based on around 20% our planned revenue for 2021.
Okay, awesome.
We do have plans for about $100 million in revenue in the next 5 years. That's a very steep growth plans, we understand, but we're coming into big market. We're also expanding into other markets like Argentina. So we really need a field to grow, but we have huge market size, a great product, very good market fit. So we just need the field to grow.
And just have one last thing in mind. Remote and flexible work are the future, and the future is here to stay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. So you'll see the poll coming up now. Remember, if you want to talk to this great founders, just click on yes. And so last words, guys, anything you want to say before we go?
Thank you very much for this great opportunity. And we look forward to having some extra time with you and giving you some extra details on this great business.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Someone was asking where we're from. I'm Cuban born, raised in Colombia, US citizen. Christian is Colombian born, Canadian citizen as well.
Awesome. Okay.
We have 3 girls, 3 daughters. So another thing.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now we move to the next. If you guys can stop sharing the screen so we can move to the next entrepreneur that is coming. And we welcome to our global stage, Gaston Vega from Avanzo. Gaston, if you want to set up your screen there for sharing. And while you do that, I'll share that Avanzo is an inclusive, practical, safe, and fast platform for managing digital salary advance loans. And I'll let Gaston tell you more about it. Gaston, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you, Charlie. I'm very happy to be with all of you guys this morning to present you Avanzo. We are the first and pioneer payroll credit solution in Colombia. What we aim to do with this is to bring financial well-being for a Latin American society. Before I started doing this 2 years ago, I was working in Switzerland in corporate strategy for 11 years. When I came back to Colombia, I was responsible for the implementation of Bogotá transport ticketing system. And when I was there, issuing more than 10 million cards, implementing 5,000 top-up points, I realized that we live in a society with a completely lack of real financial inclusion. So I asked my current partner, Javier Montoya, expert in technology, to help me to find a solution for this 85% of the population, because we estimate that 85% of the population is getting paid less than $400 per month. And obviously, they are not the target of the current banks right now. So what we decided to do is a payroll lending platform where people can have a small, like basically a nano credit deducted via payroll, so that these people don't really need to go to predator lenders. I don't know if you're aware, but predator lenders in Colombia are very dangerous. We have the highest rate of suicides because of predator lenders in Latin America and most probably in the world. So these people is living in constant stress, in constant problems on how to get to the end of the month. I want to make a difference. We are not a salary advance platform. We are a revolving credit. And the difference is because I want people to have a credit from day one. I don't want them to wait 1 week until they earn anything. From day one, they can get a small credit and they can pay it up to 3 months. Obviously, they are small credits for people earning low wages, but they can solve emergencies right away. And the second thing which makes us different is that we are bringing a lot of financial education. We created the Avanzo Academy, where people is learning digitally constantly modules about finance, about how to make budgets. And also we have modules for companies that they choose us in order to bring well-being, financial well-being to their employees. Financial well-being became #1 benefit for employees worldwide since COVID started. So I think we are in the right direction. And they do it because they realize that employees are losing at least 20% productivity, according to Mercer, a consultant leader in HR. People is losing productivity because they are thinking all the time how to make it to the end of the month, how to solve problems, how to discuss these things with the family, how to make queues in a bank to fill out formulas that they never understand. And this allows us to have, in less than 2 years, more than 70 companies working together with Avanzo. And these companies and these more than 3,500 credits per month are giving us a lot of analytics to understand what they use the money for. So now we understand the products they need, like computers, motorcycles, smartphones, insurances. So we are creating our own buy now, pay later platform where you can buy the products from us and you can deduct it via payroll. And a lot of important companies like Sodexo, the French multinational leader on benefits, is now our partner in Colombia. Also, the Colombian BPO Association and AUN, they realize how much we can improve their value proposition in terms of financial well-being. So they're bringing us to their customers. Now, if you put together all these companies, you have more than 70,000 employees we can reach with Avanzo, and this allows us to have great unit economics in the first 2 years. So we have already lended more than 40,000 credits. It's almost 4,000 credits per month, with a penetration between 13 to 18% of the database, with a very low default of 1.4, far below the average of the banks here. And every person is having a credit in Avanzo 7 times per year, and it only costs us to bring it to be our customer $13. The problem is the same all over Latin America, so we're looking forward to our next countries, most probably Chile and Peru, where the same multinationals working with me here in Colombia are already asking me to bring this solution to their employees in other countries. The way how we make money on an average credit, which is $80, we charge $4 as an administration fee and an interest rate. In total, this makes about $5.5 on every $80 credit. This is a return per credit in 30 days of 7%. We're raising $1 million with capital fund.
Okay. Sorry, I had to cut you off, but it's been over 5 minutes. But
okay, we're done.
Good. Thank you very much, Gaston. That was amazing. So let me move to the questions. We're opening the floor here to the investors to ask some questions. We have a question, and Paul, if you can share where you're from, just so I can answer that. And in the meantime, I wanted to ask you, Gaston, you talked about an academy to teach financial literacy and I think that's a great asset to have. Are you planning on using that sort of, there's a business model behind that, or is it just for kind of organic growth of the brand?
Excellent question. Both of them. First of all, it allows me to get more customers. Companies love it. Secondly, this is creating a lot of analytics and a lot of understanding of the customer in order to be able to strengthen my portfolio of buy now, pay later in order to understand what they need. So the more I get to know the customer, the more I can bring better solutions. Of course, for this, one of the investments is in technology in the area of machine learning, analytics, big data, which will be connected to the academy.
Awesome. Thank you, Gaston. That's great. And so Paul Dravis from San Francisco, and right now we have over 70 participants in the call, so great attendance. He's asking, how are you screening to maintain the low default rate?
This is basically with the investments I mentioned in terms of analytics. This will go all to the scoring platform we are building right now. But the good part of it is that our credit is very safe because we are connected to the companies. So the probabilities of a person not being able to pay is very low. Even if they get fired of the company, with the severance, I can get the money back. So of course, we have to do our own scoring. Of course, we are investing a lot of analytics on that, but being connected to the payroll ensures that we have a very low default. And that's the reason why we don't want to increase the period and the amounts. We want to keep it a maximum to 6 months, maybe with not only $150 per month, maybe we can bring it up to $500 to $1,000. But if you combine these in short periods, you have a very low default rate with the proper analytics.
Awesome. Thank you, Gaston. And we have a question here from Yuri Navarro. I'm trying to see where he's from. He didn't tell me yet, but he says, because you say your mission is to support financial sustainability, how do you ensure your customers are not over leveraging with debt?
Okay, part of the scoring is that. Part of the things we do in the scoring is analyzing the document where you see how much they get paid per month and if they have other deductions. Also, we're connected with credit bureaus. So the only competitor we have, if we do our homework properly, is the predator lender in the street, which is basically what is taking 85% of the population in terms of replacing legal credits in this country.
Okay, awesome, Gaston. Thank you very much. And Yuri just shared he's from Canada, from Kanata, BC, just so you know. So, okay, so time is up for this. Now you will see the pop-up screen coming with the poll. So you have 30 seconds to put yes if you want to talk to Gaston after this, so you can be connected with him. And so Gaston, well, in this 30 seconds, if you want to leave us with a parting message.
Thank you very much, and looking forward to tell you a little bit more about Avanzo and our growth plans in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gaston, for your presentation. And we're moving on now. If you want to stop sharing the screen so Raisa can share her screen. So we welcome to our global stage, Raisa Joao from Baki. And I think that she's almost ready, but Baki is crowdfunding as a service focused on developing countries. And Raisa is going to tell us much more about it. So Raisa, are you ready?
Thank you, Charlie. Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, I'm Raisa, co-founder and CEO of Vaki, the crowdfunding platform that is democratizing funding in Latin America. Today, I'm not here to tell you that funding in Latin America is expensive, bureaucratic, and is not available for everyone. We all know that. And for that, there's already a solution. And crowdfunding is the solution. The real problem in Latin America is that very few people know what crowdfunding is or how to use it. With crowdfunding, citizens act in a proactive way, so projects that interest them can become a reality. With small support from many people, everything's possible. With crowdfunding and Vaki, citizens have collected funds to help communities during the pandemic, give opportunities to children with cerebral palsy, make endeavors possible, and raise their voice against homophobic violence. Also, influencers, politicians, independent press, citizens movement, and many others have thrived thanks to thousands of small supports. Crowdfunding here is not only a tool, it's a way to be heard. It's an act of activism. We understand, and the possibilities here are huge. In Latin America, 80% of millennials and centennials believe in their power to impact their community. This is twice the percentage in other continents, and will bring us to an $11 billion market in 2025. In Vaki, we know how to dominate this market. We understand that there are different types of crowdfunding, and each type needs one user experience. That's why we developed our product in a modular way and created brands that help us evangelize users on how they can fund their projects. Centralizing all types of crowdfunding in one platform has made possible for Vaki to survive in a market while more than 10 crowdfunding platforms closed. Not only we survived, we expanded this market from $100,000 in 2016 to almost $4 million in 2020. And Vaki has grown so fast that it has become the fast growing crowdfunding platform in Latin America. And we are more than a niche crowdfunding platform. Vaki is crowdfunding as a service. We are the technology behind funding, and that is what makes us different from other crowdfunding and fundraiser solutions. Our business model is based on a charge for the use of our platform of 6% of supports received and a setup fee for our Vaki sites. And soon we'll offer services to our creators to make their campaign even more successful. Our lifetime value is more than 4 times our CAC for creators and 5 times for Vakers. And we are proud of our NPS of 73 for Vakers and 75 for creators. We trust in a purpose-driven team to achieve all Vaki goals. I'm Raíssa João, and after years of working as a capital market lawyer, I launched my first business in Brazil in 2013, which I sold 2 years later. Now, I'm Vaki COO and responsible for our culture and teaching crowdfunding to our users and to all Latin America. Nicolas Contreras is our CEO and a software engineer with more than 10 years experience in startups, entrepreneurship, and as a developer. He was responsible for developing apps for Firefox OS launch in LATAM back in 2012 and has developed and launched more than 50 products for startups. Erika Chacon is our CGO and the Centennial Chair of our funding team. This young woman has worked in all areas of our company and has proven herself to be a hands-on, self-taught, incredible growth hacker. Now, you're invited to impact Latin America with us. We'll open our seed round in May and we'll raise $1.5 million. So if you want to make money while changing the world, Vaki is the investment for you. Together, we can democratize funding in Latin America. And remember, the citizens have the power, and that's Vaki power. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Raíssa. And you had some time left there, so good for you. So now while we open the floor to some questions from investors, let's see, here we have one actually already. So Francisco Arocha from Cloud Capital in Miami. He's asking, could you please expand on the difference between Vaki and GoFundMe? What would be your competitive advantage?
Thank you for the question. We love this kind of question. What we've seen in Vaki is that niche crowdfunding platforms like GoFundMe, they're not helping Latin America. That's why a lot of platforms closed here, because they were copying what GoFundMe or Kickstarter or many others were doing. What Vaki is doing is getting in our own platform, GoFundMe, Patreon, Kickstarter, and even politicians' crowdfunding campaigns during the elections. What we've seen is like Vaki is now a name here in Colombia and many countries in Latin America. When you are doing a crowdfunding campaign, you don't need to know which experience you need or where to go. Do I go to GoFundMe? Do I go to Indiegogo? What's the difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter? No, you go to Vaki and we have the user experience and the product ready for your needs.
Okay, Raíssa, thank you. There's some other questions here, so I'll ask you one. So you said that there's a lot of people in Latin America that still don't know what crowdfunding is or how to use it. And then you talked about one of your colleagues being an excellent growth hacker. So how are you doing this, like educating the audience in Latin America to learn what, Kickstarter or Indiegogo in the US, very well known. Crowdfunding in Latin, maybe not. So what are you doing for getting there?
The first thing is simplifying. We don't say here that you will open a crowdfunding campaign because most of the people, they don't speak English and they get afraid of the word. They don't understand, so they want to use it. So here we do a vaca. See, that's a common name here for these pots, and people start to understand. Then we have also a space where creators can go and talk to us every week. We also have a Trello that helps each type of campaign. So since the pre-campaign, even after getting the rewards to the supporters. And we also have a lot of guides, ebooks. We have a space that we call the crowdfunding school, it's the Escuela del Crowdfunding, that we have all in Spanish. That's another problem here. It's difficult to get the information in Spanish. So we are doing this, and we also have the ambassadors. We have ambassadors in more than 5 countries right now, which teach ambassadors. They have a course with us, and then they help creators to create their Vakis. And this was really successful. We have more than 200 people right now studying crowdfunding with us in our ambassadors program.
Awesome, Raíssa, thank you very much for that. So now we will see the window pop up with the question if you want to hear more about the team at Vaki. So we have 30 seconds. If you want to leave us with one last message there, Raíssa. It's you, Raíssa, if you want to say something else. the last.
Oh, yeah,
10
we are just in the tip of the iceberg. Crowdfunding for donations, pre-sales. This is just the start. We've seen ourselves in the peer-to-peer lending, in the debt crowdfunding, and that's why we want you to join us and to actually change Latin America through democratized funding.
Okay, I don't think that the poll went up. Did you guys see it? Did you get the poll up, or you want to do it now? Maybe I didn't get it. So, okay. Oh, there we go. Got it. So there, you can click yes, and you will be talking afterwards with Raisa. So, muito obrigado, Raisa. My Portuguese is getting well here. Okay, so thank you so much. If you want to stop sharing the screen so you can let the next one, the next entrepreneur join. And we welcome to our global stage, Jaime Jaramillo from Voike. And while you set that up, Jaime, I'll share that Voike is a digital music platform for users without credit or debit cards. Users do not engage in long-term commitments or subscriptions, and it also has offline functionality. So Jaime, are you there? You sharing your screen?
Hello, yes.
There we go. Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaime Jaramillo. I'm CEO and founder of Voike. Voike is digital music for emerging markets. The problem is that 85% of the population in emerging markets cannot enjoy digital media on demand. This obviously including music. The causes for this are that mobile users are mostly prepaid, have limited or no data plan. They're all constantly saving airtime/data and are always scrambling looking for Wi-Fi. They do not use credit cards. Cash is the norm. All transactions, 90% of transactions in Latin America happen in cash. And users don't subscribe to monthly services. The effects of this is that there's very low use of digital media as an end result, and digital ads obviously do not work with disconnected users. Our solution is basically we give access to music by simulating an online experience. We have many prepaid plans for where people can purchase at thousands of network locations. And we've also created an innovative ad model. By the way, we've already signed with Sony Music as one of our content partners. Some of our key functionalities. We have a chronometer on each and every single device. This chronometer allows us to control content access, report this content consumption, and perform payment mechanisms for the whole value chain of the music industry. This allows for an online experience while being offline. As far as you heart your songs and you then download them onto your cache memory, you can consume them offline as long as you have available time. Obviously, we still have traditional streaming functionalities, easy content exploration, and extensive local catalog. We have our catalog search engine, and obviously you can create, add, and share your playlist. We have basically created a very innovative ad model where for the first time, we're providing an ROI for digital ads in emerging markets. If you think about it, with this chronometer, you can enjoy an online simulation. We can provide relevant ads to our sponsors. And obviously we can drive to the advertiser stores, given the fact that GPS is free. Also, think about that we have a unique business model. We have a premium model in which we monetize on two ways. Users can migrate from being a paid user to a sponsored free restricted use. In regards to competition, we are targeting a very large emerging market population, 6 billion people strong, that are mostly unbanked and offline. All the other music platforms are targeting a very specific credit card proficient and online community, which is only 1 billion strong. If you think about it, we replicate Spotify's success with an emerging markets twist. Our market is ready to explode. As Goldman Sachs has mentioned in their Music in the Air report, the emerging markets are basically waiting for a new provider, a new solution that can exponentially give access to these communities. Right now, streaming is king. The emerging markets are waiting for a solution. It's a multi-billion-dollar opportunity, and we're ready and ahead of everyone else in this market. Our team, we are fintech and prepaid specialists serving underbanked communities and fostering digital adoption. Every one of our C-suite has been specializing in exactly what we need in order to grow. Right now, we're launching in Colombia this month of May. We're looking for a 2 million seed round as we grow into different countries, and we finalize our conversations with Warner and Universal, which would give us basically the whole music catalog globally. We have signed several alliances with different industry type companies, and also right now we're in the Math Challenge Israel cohort as finalists. As I mentioned, we're looking for up to 2 million for a seed round. Thank you very much. My name is Jaime Jaramillo. I hope to hear from you soon, and hope you join us in this venture connecting people that are basically disconnected. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jaime, for that presentation. Let's open the floor now for questions. If any investor has questions, you can put them in the Q&A, or if not, in the chat as well. And we have here Francisco Arocha from Cloud Capital in Miami, and he's asking if you could tell us the inception story of Voike. So how did it start?
Well, basically, my experience has been as a fintech specialist in international remittances, check cashing, prepaid MasterCards, and always tendering to underserved communities in the United States initially. Those are obviously minorities, underbanked minorities in the United States, but it happens to be actually the majorities in the rest of in the rest of the world, basically. So basically, Sony Music asked us to come in and join them and provide and create an emerging market platform, because right now what's going on in emerging markets is that there's either non-consumption or piracy, and here we are to give them to give these communities access, basically.
Okay, great. Thanks for that. And let me follow up on that, because you said that Sony asked you to build this platform and you built it now. Are you going to sell it back to Sony, or?
No, Sony's already part of our cap table. That's a regular Spotify industry type deal. We expect the other two big ones, Warner and Universal, to go along that route. And no, we're going long. We are the content distributor. They're just our content partners.
Awesome. Okay, great.
We're going long. I mean, our idea is that's not our exit strategy. Sorry, Charlie.
That's okay. So are you going for IPO kind of strategy?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Let's see if there's any other questions from investors here. I don't have any open questions. So I'll ask you then. I mean, I understand that you're going through to a different segment, as you said, and you have differentials that are clear between Spotify, Apple Music, but you have to, I mean, they are big machines, right? Both Spotify and Apple Music. So how do you leverage, like, how can you think that you can, fight against them, although you're catering for a different audience, because the noise will be there, right?
Yes, well, basically they target connected and digitally enabled, by that meaning banked customers, right? So even though they have a presence in Latin America, they only reached up 3-4% of high-income earners in our continent, basically in Latin America. So that's the need precisely for the record labels to ask us to develop an emerging market solution. I see them most likely as potential acquirers than competitors.
Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. So and now we'll see, there's the pop-up poll will come up so that you can put yes or no if you want to talk afterwards with Voike and with Jaime and the team. So Jaime, if you want last words before we let you go.
No, thank you so much for the opportunity. This has been a tough journey, but we're in the middle of launching, and we expect heavy adoption in Latin America and thereafter into all the other emerging markets. So thank you for the opportunity.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jaime, for that. So now, if you want to, or you stopped sharing already, good. So we'll welcome to our global stage to Mateo Folador from Talento. And while Mateo sets up his screen to share, I'll tell you that Talento is a platform that, using artificial intelligence, allows you to forecast the future performance of the candidates you want to hire. So Mateo, are you ready? We cannot hear you, but I think that you're ready, right?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's great.
So Mateo, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. To fill a job vacancy, on average, it takes 22 days. We can do it in half the time, 70% less cost, better quality, and we can give back cash to companies. That's right, give cash back to companies. 4 years ago, in a previous company, we won a big contract. If we screwed, we could go bankrupt. We needed to hire 40 people in 1 month. And at the end of the week, at the end of the second week, we only had 10 hires. I was involved in the process and understood that HR is not tech savvy. With some simple automations, we did in 1 week the work of 3 weeks, but mostly it was inefficient and ineffective. And this is how most companies work in LATAM. But on the candidate side, it's the same disaster. The phrase that we have all here, that is, don't worry, we'll call you, means 8 out of 10 people said that looking for a job, it's a nightmare. And losing job has a worse emotional impact than getting divorced, according to a study from the UK. 8 out of 10 jobs in LATAM come from SMBs. And the talent acquisition market is huge, atomized, and fragmented, where both participants are having a terrible experience. Current solutions are transactional and too complex for SMBs. It's the moment to change this. And this is why we created Talento, the first talent market network for SMBs in LATAM. To disrupt the talent market, we are unifying 3 solutions in one platform. That's 3 solutions in one platform. The first is a recruitment platform that automates 80% of manual processes using algorithms, where you can find 1 candidate in 15 minutes and 5 clicks. The second one is a marketplace of vendors that sell services like training, assessment, so companies can really solve the problem in one place. And finally, it's a network so companies can share information about discarded candidates. Today, with our recruitment automation platform, we are reducing hiring time and cost almost by half. And it's easy to use and has this incredible interface. We currently charge a monthly fee or on demand for our services, with an average ticket of 220 per SMB and 2,000 per enterprise. And we charge for process automation, job matching algorithms, multi-posting, or training. With these numbers, if we penetrate 1% of Latin market, we could become a $1 billion company. But we also create a new market. Today, every candidate that gets discarded is a wasted cost. With our network, a wasted cost becomes an asset, and that can be traded. So every company that joins the network attracts new companies that are interested in trading information with those companies. We are the only ones that can recover a wasted cost and give it back to customers in cash. We integrate all the process in a one-stop solution, and we create a different relationship with candidates, helping them get better jobs with content. And we have huge network effects. Right now is the perfect moment. Today, recruitment has gone remote. There's a need for reskilling, and companies have a huge pressure to become more productive. And tech and AI finally give us the tools to solve this problem. Our focus is in companies that have between 50 and 1,000 people in Colombia and Mexico. We work very hard in inbound marketing and creating a lot of free content to train people and train companies to improve their processes. Since May, we have been able to 4x our sales with the same investment. And this year, we are going to 3x our revenue. We have accomplished important milestones. Our recruitment platform is already launched and monetizing. We already have more than 1.2 million candidates to kickstart our network. We have presence in 2 countries, and we have a clear path for growth. And this month, we are releasing our marketplace for training with more than 180 courses. We have a top senior team that has previously founded other companies and has previously worked together with huge experience in marketplaces like OLX and tech-focused products like Sodexo and El Empleo. Right now, we are looking for our next milestone, that it's 1,000 customers. We are looking for 1,465,000 US, that this will take us to a Series A next year. And I finally wanted to leave you with a quote, and that is, the only way to improve companies and societies it's by improving its people. This is Talento, the first market network for LATAM.
Excellent, Mateo. Thank you very much for that presentation. And let's see if we have questions from the investors here. We have now over 60 participants. I'm opening the floor, the Q&A and the chats, and I'll start the timer for that as well. We have 3 minutes for that. In the meantime, as I see, while I wait for questions, I wanted to ask you a little bit if you can talk about the algorithm. Let's say, how can you know the future performance of an employee that you could hire?
Basically, most of the companies in our category are focusing on just analyzing CVs and information before the hire. What we do is that after the hire, since we have these training elements and we track also parts of the engagement of the people inside the company, we use that data to start to predict, for example, things like turnover, also to predict performance in terms of or sales or very specific things that help us to predict which person is going to be a higher performer than another one.
Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. And let's see if there's any other question. I wanted to ask you one more, because you're talking about, you're raising close to 1.5 million.
Yes.
What's the valuation that you are?
Right now we are working with a SAFE with a 9 million cap.
Okay. And that has some reason behind it?
Yes, basically we found in the last 3 months we were able to triple our sales funnel, and we were also able to reduce our cost of acquisition by 72% in the last 6 months. So when you're targeting SMBs, one of the main problems is that SMBs need a simpler product, right? So one of the main challenges of it's how are you able to have a very low cost of acquisition? And we have been able already to do this. So we are going to be seeing very interesting growth, and that we just landed in Mexico in February. So we are going to see very strong numbers in the next 2 quarters.
Okay, awesome. And the last question, and then we'll go to the poll. So you're thinking of expanding, and you are expanding now in Mexico. Are you thinking about the US market at all, or is it too crowded for this?
Not yet. At the moment we are focusing mainly in Latin America. We are already in Colombia and Mexico, and we have made sales to other countries, but our main focus right now it's Colombia and Mexico.
Awesome.
That's about almost 28% of the market of Latin America.
Perfect. Okay, so we will open our interactive virtual poll. As you know, you have 30 seconds to click on yes if you want to talk to Mateo and the team. And Mateo, I'll leave this last 20 seconds if you want to say anything.
Yes, I just wanted to share part of the journey, and basically is that we're not only thinking about helping companies find people, but helping people find better jobs. And that's how we see we can really change Latin America, especially at this moment.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Mateo. Congrats. And we'll move to our next participant. So we want to welcome to our global stage, Camilo Naranjo from Salud Tools.
Hi, everybody. Good morning. Hi, Charlie.
Hey. How are you? So while you get your screen shared there, so Salud Tools is a virtual platform that seeks to optimize and modernize the processes that medical personnel in offices, small and medium-sized clinics face on a daily basis. So Camilo, you ready?
Absolutely.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, go.
Awesome. Thank you very much to everybody. My name is Camilo Naranjo. I'm co-founder and CEO of Salud Tools, and we're a digital platform for doctors and patients. I think it is no surprise for anybody that healthcare is one of the main concerns for our governments and our countries in Latin America, mainly for 3 reasons: insufficient quality of medical services, poor access to healthcare services, especially in underserved areas, and a very low efficiency. So the question is, how do we solve this? And we believe that the technology is the key to solve this problem. And not only the key, but the moment is right now, because the speed at the adoption of technology for Latin America is actually faster right now than the speed of adoption in developed countries. So this is why we created Salud Tools. is a digital platform for doctors and patients that helps deliver better care anywhere, no matter where they are located. Let me tell you a little bit about our main group of users who are doctors. We solve for them three major problems. First, we're having a change in the trends. Now the doctor needs to combine face-to-face care, the usual ways to care a patient, and the virtual care in order to keep up the work and keep the medical results. Now the regulation is changing rapidly towards a more digitalized environment, and the doctor needs to understand that as well. And the high burden of administrative work is creating a massive burnout syndrome, especially in our region. So what we do for them is that we provide all the necessary software tools that help them provide better care for their patients and save time. We do electronic medical record, billing, scheduling, prescriptions, and of course, telemedicine, which is huge right now. So just to tell you a little bit about the numbers, we have an accumulated revenue of more than $1.5 million. Our business model is very simple. It's a software as a service, and we charge a monthly fee per user, starting at $20 per month. We have a very healthy LTV to CAC ratio of 8.4 times and an 88% growth in the last year. Gross margin of 78% average for 2020. Now, let me tell you about our second group of users, patients. We solve two major issues. First, the waiting times to access a medical consultation is crucial for them. They have to wait 13 to 21 days in average. Imagine that if you own a taxi or you have a small store, imagine that you have to wait for 13 days in order to get medical attention. That's huge. And buying prescriptions is still a very long and confusing process. So what we do for them is that we created last year two services for patients. First is To Medico. To Medico is a virtual clinic that gives medical video consultations for patients in less than 10 minutes waiting time. No matter where you are, 10 minutes and you can have a doctor in your hand. And Salud Tools Farmacia, which is our prescription delivery service that takes your medicine anywhere you are in the country in less than 2 hours. With one big change, you only have to click once to get your prescription. Forget about going to the pharmacy, forget about looking online, because we are integrated with the medical record. We can translate your prescription into a quote and to your home in only one click. Here, we started very recently, only 3 months ago. We currently have an accumulated revenue of $15,000, but it's growing very fast. Last month, only 153%, and this month is going to be even faster. We take a percentage of every transaction, and we have a zero customer acquisition cost for prescriptions. We've achieved a great success in the last 12 months, 700% growth, more than 500,000 patients, 500,000, and 6,000 active doctors. Surely we have accomplished a lot, but we have two major challenges, and this is why we're raising some money right now. The first one is to become the top 3 medical platforms in Latin America. We're going to be one of those, and we're going to do it by creating the premium subscription to Salud Tools. So any doctor in Latin America can use our basic product to treat their patients, and that way we're going to jump up to 60,000 doctors in Latin America in the next 12 months. Now, the second one, and the most amazing one, we're building the largest network of virtual medical services. That way we can give access to our patients to medical consultations anywhere they are, partnering with pharmacies and mom and pop stores. So you as a patient can buy a medical consultation and have a doctor in your hand in less than 10 minutes, like the same way you buy a bottle of water or anything that you buy in a store. We currently have 1,200 points of sale in Colombia, and we're targeting 3,000 in the coming month. The team is amazing. My teammates, they've been here for more than 5 years working with me. They're very experienced in the technical and medical fields, and I've been in this industry for the last 15 years of my life in the healthcare technology industry. So we know this market very well, and we have a 32 people company. Now we're raising some money. We're doing a small round for $500,000. We already have 20% of that, and we're using a safe with $7.5 million valuation cap. So thank you very much for your time, and I'm here to answer any questions that you may have.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Camilo. You're right on time, so that's good. I'm going to start the clock here for the questions. If any investors have questions, please put them on the Q&A or in the chat. Right now we have over 60 participants in the event. And while we get questions from the investors, I wanted to ask you, and you mentioned, are you guys expanding then to Latin America? So you want to be in most countries in Latin America?
Yeah, we currently have users in 9 countries in Latin America. Most of them, of course, in Colombia, but 10% of our users are coming from Peru, Ecuador, Panama, Bolivia, and other countries in Latin America that are starting to use our system.
Okay, and on that, Camilo, I was going to ask you, because you mentioned regulation, right? And I guess that each country has a different way of talking about data privacy and the patient information. Do you see any risks there, or how are you tackling that part of the regulatory aspect of your business?
Actually, regulation has been one of our biggest friends in the last 24 months. Actually, doing what we do with the pharmacies, providing access to medical care from pharmacies or from mom and pop stores was impossible to do 18 months ago. And the regulation now in Latin America is allowing us to do that. So it's actually our biggest friend. But of course, as any other company in the healthcare industry, regulation is a risk that we need to understand. But currently, in part, thanks to the pandemic, one of the good effects of the pandemic has been that the regulation is moving fast and towards this kind of environment.
Okay. Okay, so there's no questions here. Question then. My question would be: do you see that the virtual doctor appointment, let's say, is something that will replace the in-person up to one point? Of course, that it cannot be totally replaced, but do you think it's going to grow much more?
Yeah, absolutely. What you said is very true. Telemedicine will never replace a direct consultation, a face-to-face consultation, but it's scaling so fast in terms of adoption. I think in the coming years, you will see that doctors will have to combine a 60-40% scheme of presential and virtual care. Patients are demanding it now. So some of the doctors that come to our system, they say, hey, I need to move towards something in telemedicine because my patients want it. Even though the doctor sometimes is not so fond of it, but it's changing very rapidly. And anything that goes in healthcare from 11% to 76%, which is the case of adoption of healthcare in technologies in healthcare, is amazing because this industry doesn't move that fast.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for that. So we're opening now our interactive virtual poll. You'll get the pop-up there with the questions. If you want to continue talking with Salud Tools and Camilo, just click on yes. And that's it. So Camilo, one last 10-second word if you want to give us.
Thank you. Well, this industry is changing forever. The pandemic is giving us an enormous boost. This is not a hype. The trends are continuing in the future, and it takes a really experienced team, a very knowledge team in the healthcare industry in order to make this company work in the future. And we believe we have it all to be the best in what we are. So I hope you like it, and I'll be here. Anything you need. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Camilo, for your time. And I'll bring now and introduce and welcome to our global stage, Daniel Cuervo from Data TF. Daniel, if you want to get ready and start sharing your screen. Data TF is a technological platform that creates efficiency in field processes and identifies logistical allies in the last mile processes. So are you ready, Daniel?
I am ready, Charlie. Thank you so much.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
So, hi, everybody. My name is Daniel Cuervo. I am CEO at Carrot. And what we're doing is we're disrupting last mile deliveries with technology and impact. Sorry. There we go. So basically what's happened, pandemics changed the way consumers access their products in Latin America. Everybody knows, but e-commerce grew 250%, and CPG companies or consumer good companies need to deliver to 2.5 million little stores on a weekly basis. However, this changes comes with some problems that affect the stability and balance of the model. For instance, last mile deliveries represent 54% of the entire supply chain cost for companies. Then again, there's 11 million informal drivers that represent 72% of the entire transportation fleet in Latin America, and that live on a daily basis. And finally, last mile deliveries represents 25% of the entire carbon footprint. This is why we have made it at Carrot our mission to make efficient last mile deliveries with the use of our proprietary technology of routing and GIS for e-commerce, retailers, and consumer good companies. We understand that technology enables efficiencies and creates value for the entire stakeholders. How is it doing it? By reducing 35% logistics cost with the use of artificial intelligence and routing algorithms. Getting simplicity by reducing 57% of back office tasks and automating end user interaction by using intelligent dashboards. It gives visibility to the final user and therefore increments their user satisfaction by 20%. And by using our driver app, not only as a way to provide work to our drivers, but also as a way to give them access to finance, health, and insurance services, we're creating a collaboration schema. So last mile deliveries is a $100 billion market in Latin America. Our focus industries really need the technology. However, only 1% of transportation traditional companies are using it. And this is why Carrot has such an opportunity to scale. And even though in this scaling market, there are some competitors, we believe that we can differentiate with the use of our technology, because our technology allows us to be a lot more efficient in the assignment with the same fixed cost. Right now, we're able to assign on average 35 deliveries per driver per day, while the industry assigns 12. Then again, our technology allows us to adapt more simply and more rapidly to different logistics models. And last but not least, by using emission-free vehicles, we are already fulfilling the sustainability reporting needs of our clients. So about our traction a little bit. In the past few years, we have been scaling our company by creating the best routing algorithms there are and growing at a 62% year on year. Right now, we're impacting 3,400 drivers in over 60 companies in Colombia and Mexico. But in 2021, we integrated vertically, and with Carrot, we want to be able to deliver 1.4 million products by the end of the year in Latin America. But not only this, by 2023, we want to be able to achieve 4.2 million deliveries in Colombia, Mexico, Peru, Caribbean, and Brazil. We want to be able to reach $67 million in annual revenue, maintaining our profitability and service KPIs, which are 25% EBITDA and 9 in an NPS. And we know that we're going to be able to do this by improving our technology. And how we're doing this? First of all, we're making it a lot more simpler and improving the end user and driver app. And we have created a development hub in Spain, in which we're focusing on developing all the artificial intelligence needed to become even more efficient. And we know that we're going to be able to do this because we have created a fantastic team led by us 6 that have over 75 years of combined experience in software development, business development, international expansion. I want to really focus on telling you about 2 people. Our CTO, he, after having created a company like a dev shop for over the 15 past years, he fell in love of what we were creating, and we engaged him, and he's right now our CTO. Or our expansion leader, who led the expansion for Globo, Rappi, and some other of the fastest moving startups in Latam.
Okay.
Right now,
we're done. Close it quickly.
So basically, right now, we're searching for a $500,000 investment in a convertible note that we will focus on international expansion, product development, and sales. And we want to be able to join us to be able to disrupt logistics with technology and impact. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel, for that. And I'm going to open the floor now for questions. So the Q&A, you can put the questions in the Q&A or in our chat as well. And let's see, while we get questions from the investors, I'll start the timer for this.
Charlie?
You were talking about...
Charlie?
Yes, can you hear me? Hello? I'm here. Anybody? Did you guys lose me? Hello?
Yes, no, we can hear you.
Okay, so we lost Daniel, I think. Daniel,
yes,
you're there? Okay. Let's give it another second to see if he comes back. Because if not, actually we cannot. Oh, there. Okay, Daniel, you're there? Maybe we keep moving and then we go back to him if he...
No, I'm here. I'm right here.
We lost you for a second there. Okay, then I wanted to ask you then about your target audience, because I saw you have different solutions within the product, like route optimization, and sometimes that's a product on its own. So are you catering for, middle-sized logistics companies, or what's your target audience?
Okay, so basically we have 3 sales channels and each one targeting a different audience. Our first one is an outbound B2B sales with an automation through LinkedIn. And through this and our key account managers, we're targeting big companies. Then we have a second channel, which we're launching next week, in which we basically want to automate all the user interface and the portal interface so that little SMBs companies can join and be able to program and monitor and have the visibility of their deliveries. And the third channel is we're integrating with different e-commerce and ERP solutions in order for us to be a solution for their delivery needs.
Okay, awesome. So you have three different channels, let's say. And if you had to tell me, because you said that average is 12 daily deliveries, and you guys are doing 35. How do you do that?
That's basically the magic behind the solution. And we have 3 technologies that allows us to do this. The first one is we have been able to geocode on a 95% efficiency model. So basically, once you enter an address, the result on 95% of the cases is the correct point in a map. And that's the biggest problem of all, because directions are pain in the ass everywhere in LATAM. So while we're doing 95%, the average is 70%. The second that we're doing is we've developed a very, very incredible routing algorithm in which we're able to combine clustering algorithms with routing algorithms, and therefore achieve the maximum efficiency while trying to assign tasks to different vehicles that are projected to deliver. And the third thing that we're doing is by integrating artificial intelligence, we are really trying to focus on telling our independent drivers where to locate so they'll be able to grab a specific delivery need. So those are the 3 technologies that we're using.
Thank you, Daniel. So we'll open now our interactive virtual poll, the pop-up screen that you've already seen all day. You have 30 seconds to click on yes if you want to continue talking after this event with Daniel. And Daniel, the last 10 seconds, if you want to tell us anything.
Yes, we've understood through our journey as a startup that for a startup to be really profitable, you need the market, you need the product, and you need the team. And right now with this product and this vertical integration that we're doing, we're really capturing all the value. And well, we hope you can join us in really scaling our product and our technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Daniel. So if you want to stop sharing the screen, and we're welcoming to our global stage our last participant. So let's all be excited. Ilana Melks, and I don't know if I butchered your last name, from World Tech. Ilana, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Just give me 1 second. It's Milkes. So yeah, that was close.
Milkes, okay. So WorldTech is a services marketplace for digital nomads. ePioneers is the originator of LATAM's first digital nomads visa. So Ilana's going to tell you a lot about it. So if you're ready, we'll go.
Yeah, I'm ready. So hi, and thank you for your attention and your time. I'm Ilana. I'm the founder and CEO at WorldTech. And today I'm presenting ePioneers, which is our new services marketplace platform for digital nomads. At WorldTech, we cultivate self-awareness and personal discovery, empowering and connecting the workforce of the future. And today I'm standing here in front of you because our mission is to make Colombia and Latin America the home of the workers of the future. Banking and other services for digital nomads and remote workers is broken. Most of the travelers who arrive to our country end up using cash, and there's no visa for digital nomads, making access to many services expensive or impossible. Despite the fact, as we've seen throughout this last presentations, that the future of work is technology-based and remote. Actually, as a fact, the USA will have most freelancers than non-freelancer jobs in the next years. And at World Tech, with the pioneers, we're launching a fundamentally different marketplace. It's a new category because we're the originators of Latin America's first digital nomads visa, and we're supporting digital nomads coming to Latin America, starting with Colombia, with providing them a visa that opens up a new portfolio of services for people who have the money to spend. We're also enabling them to spend it with a fintech card to own the top of the funnel. And we're also providing through the marketplace concierge services to ease their transition to the most welcoming place in the world. Now, as category creators, we're capitalizing on asymmetric information. This visa hasn't been announced yet, and our team literally wrote the legislation. We proposed it to give to Congress, Senate, and ended up advising the presidents and the Ministry of Affairs. And we saw these huge opportunities, having worked over 7 years in IT and technology education. We already have partnerships of exclusivity to go to market with the largest bank, one of the largest banks in Colombia, Grupo Bolívar, to offer not just fintech services, but also other types of services. Deloitte, WeWork, Selena, Avianca, Mi Águila, Grupo Éxito, you name it. With this solution, we're bringing unparalleled benefits to digital nomads and remote workers who want to relocate to the most welcoming place by enabling them safer spending with their card that we send home when they subscribe to the membership program. We're helping them have 100% savings in income tax because of the visa legislation and how it's going to be announced in a few weeks. And we're enabling them to come here and have access to products and services that we create, but also that the country creates, that are not just very high quality, but also more affordable. Now, our business model is clear and scalable. We're enabling people to subscribe through an annual membership ranging from $200 per year to $2,000. And we also charge a commission fee to the companies that offer their services through us between 10 and 15%. Our goal is to capture at least 1% of the 4.5 million tourists that come to Colombia every year. And since this is a new category of market, we expect to see over between 14 and 23 million Americans who have relocated amidst the COVID crisis to consider Colombia as their best destination. So we're aiming to reach at least $9 million in their first year. In terms of the services we're offering in-house, as I mentioned, the card, which has a prepaid kind of market size of almost $500 billion. We're also capitalizing on tourism experiences, which is a almost $7 billion market size for Colombia. And also the tax filing service for people who want to save 100% of their tax income revenue and come here and spend their time here. Just to give you an idea, over $1 billion is spent every year on business tourism. Our team has extensive experience in fintech. Eric Rincon is the president of Colombia Fintech. He's our CEO. Freddie used to work at KiwiBot. I have founded several companies. We pioneer coding bootcamps, and we're also advised by Joel Burke, who helped launch the e-residency program in Estonia, and the person behind the Startup Grind Growth, Lais. We're looking for $500,000 to help us uplift Latin America and Colombia at a very critical moment. And this is an unprecedented opportunity because you're going to have an influence on the launch that will be public in a few weeks, and also help us elevate the region and the country. So will you join us in this effort to make all our home available and also make Colombia the most welcoming place to digital nomads and remote workers? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ilana. I didn't want to interrupt you there, but that was awesome. Thank you. So now I'll open the floor to questions, and I'll start the clock here, see if there are any questions from investors. Right now, we have a total of 46 participants in the event. So while they ask, I wanted to ask you something, because I think it's a great model, and amazing that US are working even in changing legislation with a visa. That's going to be a huge, but you're talking about a $2,000 membership. And I wanted to know how that relates to what they're spending today, or how do you justify that membership maybe?
Yeah, just to give you an example. So in Colombia, we already have $1 billion in business tourism taking place. So people come here and travel to either get surgery, have access to education programs, or other types of services, and they take the flight, right? With the COVID crisis, people realize that remote work is not just possible, but you have market arbitrage opportunities, and we're capitalizing on that. So if, for instance, you have to do a surgery and you're a remote worker and you're spending $200,000 on that surgery, we want you to come here and spend $30,000 or $50,000 and save a considerate amount of money, and get connected to services that offer that through our marketplace. Save with, for instance, other types of services. And just to give you one example, that or the tax incentive, in terms of how the visa was legislated, you can literally spend over 184 days here and you won't pay a single dollar in income tax, regardless of your earning bracket from the US. This is something super attractive to people who want to work remotely from a location like Colombia, and access an apartment for $2,000 at a very good kind of quality, versus $10,000 or more in cities like New York or San Francisco or other places. So we're revitalizing the economy, but we're also going beyond ourselves and helping Colombia become the most welcoming place.
Awesome. Yeah, and here we have a question from an anonymous source, apparently. It says, how will an investment in ePioneers now open up new markets in the next 12 months? What are the opportunities for growth?
I mean, the opportunities for growth are huge. So just to give you an example, before the visa, foreigners or digital nomads or remote workers who didn't have the cedula from here couldn't open a bank account, couldn't access health, couldn't rent a place, which makes no sense. We're in the remote and the creative economy. So we're opening a portfolio of new services. Right now, we're focusing on owning the top of the funnel with the marketplace in the car, and partnering with a bank, which asks us for exclusivity to go to market. But I mean, in terms of what can be offered to them, anything. Now that this market is legal and they're legal, and people will start realizing that they can come to Colombia and access a lot of different services at a fraction of a cost in an environment that we know is growing in terms of investment, and also nearshoring strategies and IT companies relocating and accessing talent at a better cost. So there are a lot of different possibilities.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ilana, for all the explanation. And we're opening now an interactive virtual poll. So you see the pop-up screen there. You have 30 seconds to say yes if you want to continue talking to Ilana after this event. So Ilana, last 10 seconds if you want to leave us with a parting message.
Yeah, so I want to say that at this stage, you're going to have the chance, the possibility to influence the launch and literally uplift an entire country and an entire region. The impact you're going to have, it's going to be something that no one saw coming but us. And we literally open up a new category, connecting Americans and Europeans and other people who want to work from here, and pioneering a visa for the entire continent. So it's going to be very exciting, and we hope that you can see this opportunity and join us.
Thank you very much, Ilana, for all that. And well, everybody, as we come to an end of the event, we wanted to thank all our entrepreneurs for their hard work to make it today, as well as the over 75 investors that we had at some point from North America, Europe, and Latin America, for your time, your commitment to this global virtual event. Also that your feedback is very valuable to us. So please get back to us when we send you a little questionnaire about how we did and what you would change, as it allows us to improve virtual events like this one for next time, so that we make it dynamic and that you're also excited to join us next time as well. So I wanted to thank again ProColombia for having me. It's been a pleasure to host this event with these amazing entrepreneurs. So thanks everybody, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you, Charlie.
Gracias, Beatriz.
Bye.
Hablamos. Bye.
Bueno, chao a todos. Gracias.
Hasta luego, gracias a todos.
Muchísimas gracias y buena suerte a todos.
Ciao.
We have developed a special roadmap to help you get acquainted with our country and feel comfortable investing with us. Colombia is the second most biodiverse country in the world. And this natural environment provides us with millions of hectares for agricultural production and ample supply of raw materials used in all industries by skilled Colombian workers.